All right, guys. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about support and resistance in regards to our last class where we spoke about key levels. So, during an uptrend, a downtrend, or a ranging market, I gave you guys the major key levels you are to focus on. All right. So, having said that, I want to tell you guys what support and resistance key level is when you are analyzing the forex market, and we're also going to talk about trend line as well. All right, so let's start with support. All right, now for a market to go up, it starts from a support level. Now a support level is simply a price level where a falling market usually stop falling and bounces back up. All right, if a market is falling like this and it gets to a support level, we can call this support level a floor level. So this support level prevent price from going below, and you see price bouncing back up like this. All right, so this level where price bounces back up is known as a support level, and we have high concentration of buyers from this support level. So we can also expect price to come back here and also bounce again. That is how you know a strong support level. Okay, so for a market to start going up, it always starts from a support level. The moment a market starts going up, it starts from a support level. All right. So that is for support. Now we are talking about resistance. So I believe you guys understand the meaning of support. Now for a resistance level, a resistance level is a price level where a rising market usually stop rising and drop back down. All right. So if we have support at the floor, that means we should have resistance at the ceiling level. So the level that resists price from rising further is known as resistance level. And we have high concentration of sellers from resistance level. So we're expecting this market to fall from here, right? So in a nutshell, support level is where we have high concentration of buyer, is a level that prevents price from falling further, right? While resistance level is a level that has high concentration of sellers, is a level that prevents price from going up. Okay, so this zone is our resistance level. We can actually expect price to come back here and also fall. Now, how do you identify a strong resistance level? Is if that level has been tested at least up to 2 or 3 times. Okay, that is how you can identify a strong resistance level. So this is our resistance level and this is our support level. So if you want to know the area that has high concentration of buyers, then you look out for your support level. And if you want to know the area that has high concentration of sellers, you look out for your resistance level. Okay, now we're going to be identifying this on the real chart, but before I dive into that, I also want you to know that I also want you guys to know that when a support is broken, that is when the market violates a support level, automatically the support level becomes a resistance. And when the market violates the resistance level, automatically it becomes a support. Now let me show you guys what I mean by that. So remember, the floor level is a support and the roof level or the ceiling level is known as resistance. So basically the price starts rising from support and it starts falling from where resistance, right, back to support. So this is support and this is resistance. Now what happens when a price breaks a support? So when a price breaks a support like this, all right, automatically this zone becomes a resistance. Now a broken support becomes a resistance, which means price is likely to go up and this broken support will resist the market from going up further. So we can have a pullback from here. Now because we have a break of support from this zone, now the market went back to test it. So this place is now our resistance because the support zone has been broken. So a broken support turns to resistance. And what does resistance do? Resistance prevent price from going up. So at this point where the market was going up, the moment it got to this point, our former support that has now become a resistance, we see how the price keep coming down. So if it goes up again, it's likely to still fall, right? Because now this is our new resistance level because the price has been broken. Now the same thing with the resistance level. When price goes up to break a resistance level like this, remember this is a resistance, the resistance level automatically turns to a support, which means we are expecting price to come back and retest this old resistance, which is now a support. And what does support do? Support prevent price from coming down. So we are expecting price to also go up from here. Remember, this zone was a resistance level that broke from this point. Now, this resistance turned to a support. The moment price came back here, it tested it for a support zone. All right. So if price should come back, it's still likely to go up again. Remember, price goes up from support and price comes down from resistance. So if a support is being broken, it turns to a resistance. And if resistance is being broken, it turns to support. All right. So that is what I want you to understand about support and resistance. Now let's see how we can identify them on a real-time chart. So I'm going to, I'm going to stop this share and I'm going to share my charts. All right. Okay. So I'm going to share my charts on this point. Now I want to share a plain chart. I want to share a plain chart. Okay. So if I'm to identify support level from this chart, um, this place can be a support zone because you saw when the price was coming down, you saw how this zone prevented the price from going down further and it went back up. And again, this place can also be another support zone, right? So that is it. All right. So that is it. So this is support and this is support. And we also have another support zone here. So once you open your charts, you'll be able to identify the support level. You can mark them. That is, you are expecting price to come back to this zone, and also you're expecting a buy reaction from here because it's a support level, right? So that is it. And if I'm to mark my resistance zone, this is a resistance zone. But you can see this resistance has been broken. So price might likely respect it to go up. Remember, I told you guys when a resistance is broken, it turns towards support. Although in ICT terms, this is what we call liquidity sweep, but that is not our focus for now. So this is a resistance that has been broken. All right. So this is a resistance, but it has been broken. Okay. And again, we have another resistance here, or let's say a former resistance that has been broken as well. So you see all these zones has been broken. So they were former resistance because they were resisting price. This resistance was a strong one. Whenever price gets to this point, it comes down. Whenever price gets to this point, it comes down. Whenever price gets to this point, it comes down. Finally, before the market broke this resistance zone. Okay. So let me see if I can get another chart and identify a resistance that has not been broken. Okay, I think this one will serve. I think this one will serve. I think this one will serve. So this, I can see this as a resistance level. Remember, a resistance is not just a line, it's an area. Okay, anywhere price is reacting to is known as resistance. So this is a strong resistance because the market has not broken it. So the moment the market comes back here, we can expect price to fall down again because it's a resistance level. And again, this is another strong support zone. So most traders, they trade from support and resistance, which means they look for buys from support and look for sells from resistance. Your duty as a trader is to identify those zones and wait for price to come back that zone. All right. So that is just the essence of knowing your support and your resistance level. Okay. So let's check another one. Let's see how we can, get something tangible. Okay. All right. So this is a support zone, a good support zone. And can we call this point? Okay, this point was a resistance zone, right? Now, this is a resistance zone. This is the current price of crude oil. This is a resistance zone, right? This zone was resisting price, and we saw how the price broke this zone. Now, the price came back to this same zone. You see, remember I said a broken resistance turns to support. Now the price has come back to this resistance zone, which is now a support. And you're seeing that the price is trying to go up because the price is on a support level that was formerly a resistance zone. So this is the current price of oil. So we can expect this price to go up. All right. For those of you that would like to trade oil, as of today, the 8th of July, 2025, we can expect this price to go up all the way back to this, supply level. All right. All the way back to the supply level. Okay. So we can expect this price to go up. So this is a resistance that has been broken. The market came back to retest it. So this is for support and resistance. I believe you guys understood everything about support and resistance. So I'll see you guys in our next class. Thank you guys. Bye for now.